Hello there. Towards the end of Revenge of the Sith, Anakin was wary of a potential relationship between Padme and Obi Wan, and in this story we're going to explore what if Padme and Obi Wan fell in love. Obi Wan was no stranger to love. He fell for Satine when he was apprentice during his mission on Mandalore. Padme and Obi Wan spent a lot of time together in the Clone Wars and were close friends. It's only natural that feelings may brew between the two. Let's do this towards the end of the Clone Wars. Anakin's recent jealousy of rushed Clovis has stained his relationship with Padme. Anakin's immaturity and outrage because of this jealousy has caused Padme to fall out of touch and out of love with Anakin. She thought he was better than that, but he's nothing better than a little boy who doesn't have control over his emotions when he doesn't get his way. Because of this, after the Clovis incident, Padme breaks up with Anakin. Anakin is distraught over this. He doesn't know how to handle it. The Jedi's training hasn't prepared him for this. He continues to do what he knows best, to fight and increase his effort in the Clone Wars. Meanwhile, back on Coruscant, Obi-Wan and Padme interact more and more. Obi-Wan's presence on the council means it's necessary for him to interact with senators, and because of this, his friendship with Senator Amidala is well known. And because his friendship with Senator Amidala is well known, he is always sent to interact with her. Over time, feelings begin to develop between the two. Padme confessing her love for the Jedi and Obi-Wan reciprocating it. Padme reveals to Obi-Wan about her and Anakin's marriage, who tells Padme that he knew all this time but kept his opinions out of it. The two continue their relationship in secret from everyone, including Anakin. It's been a few months since Anakin has been back on Coruscant, but he arrives tired after a long mission. He debriefs the council on his efforts in the Outer Rim and goes back to his quarters in the Jedi Temple. Anakin realizes that he's missing a lot of his personal items and clothes and knows there's only one place they can be. He begrudgingly decides to head over to his old house where Padme is living to get his stuff. There is a flicker of hope in his mind that she will take him back. He knocks on the door to hear Padme yell that it's open. He decides it was probably better to arrive unannounced rather than Padme dread his arrival. Plus, this way he could use the Force to sense how she felt about seeing him. Anakin walks in and locks eyes with Padme. She wasn't expecting Anakin. She didn't even know he was on the planet. Anakin sensed the shock and fear inside Padme. He was expecting shock, but why fear? And then he sensed it. Someone else was there. He asks Padme this directly, but she continues to stare at Anakin and stumbles over her words. Anakin walks past Padme and goes towards his old room. Padme tries to pull Anakin's arm back, but she doesn't have the strength to stop him. Anakin enters the room to see Obi-Wan sitting on his old bed. He doesn't even need to ask. He can sense what's going on here. Intense anger floods through Anakin, a sensation he has only felt one time before. He ignites his lightsaber and stares down Obi-Wan with a menacing glare. Even the mighty Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi felt fear at this moment. Anakin feels the urge to slash at his friend and take his life, but before he decides whether to or not, Padme yells at him to put his weapon down. Anakin listens to her and the three stand in the room in silence. Anakin tells the two he thought they were better than this, and he turns and walks away. Anakin doesn't sleep that night. All he can think about is Obi-Wan, how he betrayed him. First he was forced to train him and never appreciated his talents, and now he's taken his ex-wife. Anakin can only conclude that Obi-Wan has been jealous of him all these years. He's struggling to determine what to do next. This is almost his last straw with the Jedi and considers leaving and finding Ahsoka, but also doesn't want to let Obi-Wan get away with this. The next day, Anakin is summoned to the Jedi Council to be given his next mission. When he walks in, the presence of Obi-Wan is all he can focus on. Halfway through the discussion, Mace senses unrest within Anakin and asks him about it. Anakin tells the council that he's learnt a terrible truth, that Obi-Wan has broken the Jedi Code and entered into a relationship with Senator Padme. All eyes go towards Obi-Wan, but then Mace turns back to him. Anakin takes it a step further. He tells him the entire truth about his own past with Padme, their marriage. Anakin has no ties to the Jedi Order. He doesn't even care about it anymore. He tells the council he has decided to resign and leave the Order, and turns and makes his way out. No one challenges him leaving. Everyone is too shocked from what they've just heard. After, Obi-Wan has his title of Jedi Master removed and is temporarily suspended from the Jedi Council until further notice. The Masters attempt to contact Anakin before he leaves the planet, but they're too slow. He only has one person he truly cares about now, Ahsoka. There is Palpatine, who is a close friend to Anakin, but he's not his top priority. He's just left Coruscant's atmosphere and wonders where Ahsoka could be and how to find her. Anakin meditates where he's sitting and focuses all of his attention on Ahsoka. Their bond in the Force is strong, and he believes if he focuses hard enough, he can find her. He gets flashes of a planet he recognizes, Obadiah, and sees Ahsoka locked up. He makes his way towards her immediately. When he gets to Obadiah, he sees a transport being chased down by 3 other ships and instantly knows it's Ahsoka. Anakin easily maneuvers around and guns down the ships following her. He then flies beside her and looks across the sky to see her through the windscreen. They lock eyes and travel together back to Coruscant. Ahsoka departs from the Martez sisters. As Ahsoka and Anakin are walking away, they see Bo-Katan walking towards them. Anakin ignites his lightsaber and Ahsoka takes a fighting stance. Bo-Katan tells them it's not necessary and she's come in peace. She tells them the proposition, how Maul has taken over Mandalore and they both have an opportunity to defeat their common enemy. Anakin is eager to join. He hasn't forgotten what Maul did to Qui-Gon all those years ago. Bo-Katan asks them whether they will be able to get the support of the Republic and the Jedi. Anakin tells them it will be impossible to get the Jedi support, but he'll reach out to his friend Palpatine. Anakin calls Palpatine and tells him what's taking place. Maul has taken over Mandalore and they need troops to accompany them to defeat him. Maul is trouble for Palpatine, and he ultimately wants him dead. He agrees, but only if Anakin can come back and see him on Coruscant after his mission. Anakin agrees and the raid on Mandalore begins. The raid is successful with Anakin and Maul facing off in direct combat. Maul's goal was to lure Anakin in and kill him, however the opposite occurs. Anakin cuts down Maul in their fight and Bo-Katan takes control of Mandalore. Anakin carries out his promise to Palpatine, and he and Ahsoka head back to Coruscant. Ahsoka waits in their ship and Anakin goes to see his friend. Palpatine thinks that his time has come. He thinks Anakin is completely gone due to the fact Palpatine left him and she and Obi Wan are now in a relationship. He thinks this will have completely corrupted Anakin and he will join him in the dark side. Palpatine makes his proposition to Anakin. He asks him to join his side to defeat the Jedi and get revenge on all those who have betrayed him. Palpatine failed to consider one thing as a part of his plan, Ahsoka. Anakin's recent reunion with his apprentice has tethered him to the light side. Anakin isn't fully gone yet. He denies Palpatine's proposal and doesn't join him in the dark side. He leaves and goes back to Ahsoka. He tells her what Palpatine told him. She begs Anakin to go to the council, but he refuses. He tells her that she can do so if she pleases, but he will not be a part of it. Ahsoka does exactly this. She tells the council that Sheev Palpatine is a Sith Lord. Ahsoka leaves and she and Anakin head off the planet. Ahsoka is content with what they have done. They believe it's now up to the Force what happens now. She and Anakin will not be a part of it further. The Jedi don't know what to do, but before they can act, Order 66 is executed by Darth Sidious. Jedi across the galaxy begin to drop like flies, and the clone troopers storm the Jedi Temple. Sidious joins the raid on the temple, but ultimately it doesn't go to his plan. There are too many Jedi Masters at the temple when the order was executed. He cuts down many himself, but ultimately wasn't a match for Mace Windu, who ended the Sith Lord's life. Anakin and Ahsoka feel the changes through the Force as they meditate, but ultimately sense the Jedi's victory, but at a huge cost. The survivors on the council were Yoda, Mace, Kenobi, and Kit Fisto. The Jedi's numbers have been reduced by 90%. Order 65 was executed and the clones were brought back under the Republic's control. With the death of Sidious, the Clone War is now heavily in favor of the Republic. It only lasts one more year with the Republic's ultimate victory. The number of Jedi in the Order has been reduced to less than 800 and will need to be rebuilt from here. After the war, the galaxy continues to be in unrest. With the almost defeat of the Jedi, there are less protectors around the galaxy and corruption and crime begin to brew even more than before. The new Chancellor Bail Organa is doing everything he can to deal with it, but it's no easy task. Anakin and Ahsoka spend their days traveling around the galaxy together and help out where they can. Anakin learns a new sense of purpose with compassion and empathy towards those in need. He and Ahsoka feel like they're serving the true purpose of the Force. This carries on for 5 years, and they continue to help around the galaxy. The Republic has reduced crime significantly and the galaxy is beginning to become a happier place. Anakin and Ahsoka, through their time together, ultimately fall in love and begin their relationship. Back on Coruscant, the Republic Senate has been freed from most corruption and the Jedi Order has changed its ways. They realized that their arrogance had blinded them, which allowed Palpatine to take over and ascend such high levels of power. Obi Wan ultimately chose the Jedi Order over Padme and stayed in the Order as a Jedi Knight. Padme continues as Naboo's senator, but ultimately has doubts and regrets about her past actions. She considers reaching out to Anakin but hasn't brought herself to do it yet. Anakin and Ahsoka feel like they've achieved a lot around the galaxy, and the Force has granted Ahsoka with her first child. They move to Shili, to the Togruta Pavti where she was born. She gives birth to their first child, and their family has begun. Together they have 5 children, 3 girls and 2 boys, who are all Force sensitive. They live on their own self-sustaining farm and live a fulfilling life. They teach their children about the Force and their emotions, but also about the galaxy and its history and politics. Once their children are all of age, they plan to continue to travel around the galaxy and help those in need. The Skywalker clan, the off-branch of the Jedi Order, has begun. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to check out our membership program and Discord, and leave a like. Hey guys, before we continue, we're giving away a replica Cal Kestis lightsaber from Neo Sabers for reaching 10,000 subscribers. All you need to do to enter is like and comment on my other video called What If Qui-Gon Survived. Don't comment on this video, you have to comment on that video. There is a link to it in the description, or check it out on our channel page. Also check out Neo Sabers for some cool lightsabers at an affordable price. Now back to the video. Hey guys, don't forget to check out our membership program for only 99 cents a month, which gives you these cool emojis to use in the comments as well as much more. Also check out our Discord to hear about new video ideas first, link in the description.